saya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
is another beautiful day for Philippine basketball as we give you your continuing coverage of the MPBL's 6th season. Ito po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Coming to you live from the Nueva Ecija Coliseum in Palayan City. Tonight we shall feature the Battle of Champions, but we will begin things with Louis Vigil and the rest of Bacolod City of Smiles, who are looking to snap their 12-game losing streak against that guy, CJ Payawal, and the rest of Val City, who are in the mix of that North Division playoff race. It's been very tight. It's been very interesting. Same applies to the Pasay Voyagers, who are in that race, who will take on the Bataan Risers in our second game for today. But for our main event, we shall feature our past two champions, Nueva Ecija and Pampanga, taking on each other. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is Mix Gomez at your service, alongside Coach Mike Perez and Sydney Crespo. Now, Coach Mike, let's talk about Val City in that playoff race in the North Division. Where would you put them now, especially if you consider the arrivals of Mark Montuano and, of course, Paulo Hubalde?
Well, I feel they're gonna get a really good run at least at the 8th spot, no? Because of the new guys that they brought in. The reason that they brought in Paulo Hubalde was because they wanted a little more stability and a little bit more of flexibility pagdating sa guardia. You know, you got Armenion already there. But the thing is, you bring in Montuano, and really it's about bringing in more numbers in terms of rebounds, especially on the offensive rebounds, because in that stat line, medyo mababa ang ranking nila in all the teams right now.
Well, Mark Montuano did tell us that he is very happy to be getting the minutes here with Val City and the looks that he's been getting from the Aquaman himself in Paulo Hubalde. Let us introduce our courtside reporter, Sydney Crespo. Sid, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Migs, Coach Mike, at sa lahat ng ating mga kaliga. Alam nyo, naging mabigat talaga ang month of June para sa Val City that truly put their grit to test. Their back-to-back losses brought some sense of urgency, lalo na't dikit-dikit nga sila sa North Division standings. According to Assistant Coach Aldrin, they will try to win more games starting today and in the month of July. Dahil nabanggit nga ni Coach Mike, at least masecure daw nila ang 8th spot. Pero gagawin nila yan with some health issues. Today, wala si Nem De La Cruz na may hamstring injury, at si Daryl Manligues naman may back spasm. Now for Coach Chris Gavina, at this point they've seen progress and they've become more highly competitive. Pero ang short-term goal nila, they need to win 4 more games. Your thoughts on this, guys?
All right, so it's at least manageable goals for Bacolod City of Smiles moving forward, and it's nice to have Coach Chris Gavina at the helm for them. Daryl Manligues' 5 assists or 6 assists per game will be missed, but let's see if Val City can actually reach the playoffs as we take a look at that North Division standings. Coach Mike said at least number 8.
Yeah.
Paulo Hubalde told us that their goal is number 6.
Oh yeah, that's even higher, no? But I think they can do that considering the new guys that they brought in, but importantly, they secure number 8 first. Well, dito sa North Division, of course, we're gonna have Pampanga and Nueva Ecija later, both on a 12-game win streak. That's gonna be very interesting. A lot of people looking forward to that. But first game natin, Val City against Bacolod, and you know, both these teams really wanting to get at least to the top 8 of the teams, and then later on Pasay on a 7-7 will go up against Bataan on a 4-10, and those two also wanting to get at least in the number 8.
You think about it, as mentioned by Sydney, 4 games, that is the goal for Bacolod City, and that is the separation between them and Iloilo, who is number 8 in the South Division standings. So let's see if actually Louis Vigil, Danny Marilao, and company can make a big change for us. Danny Marilao will be celebrating his birthday this coming Sunday, his 31st birthday, so he would want to give himself a good gift here in Nueva Ecija. Let's talk about the previous game of Bacolod City of Smiles, a game wherein Louis Vigil led the way in terms of scoring with 33 points to aid that man, the captain of Bacolod City, in Danny Marilao. They lost only by 6 points to San Juan.
Actually, outside of Louis, it's also Alfred Cedillo came in with double digits, 27 points on a 6 of 11 3-point shooting. They trailed by as much as 22 points and led only by 1 in the first quarter when the score was 12-13. The numbers would tell you it's really about lower shooting percentage para dito sa Bacolod at a lower field goal makes. They're minus 12 in terms of field goal makes. In 3-point shooting, no, nila mas medyo mataas, no, at 48%, 16 of 23, but they really could not defend against the bigs of San Juan. Minus 38 in points in the paint and minus 9 in rebounds really shows you just the might of San Juan in the bigs area.
But with the managed expectations for Coach Chris Gavina and company, would you say that it was actually a very impressive stint versus San Juan?
That is right. Manage expectations and all. The guys really did everything that they could to keep that game real close.
Now let's talk about Valenzuela. On the other hand, in their previous outing, this is a squad that lost versus Batangas City, and as Sydney mentioned, it's back-to-back losses already for them.
Yep. Never led the game, down 2 in Q1. In the third quarter, they actually did a 12-point run, pero sumagot itong Batangas with their own 10-point run. Payawal went 25-6 on a 5 of 11 shooting from 3, and Montuano was 15 and 3. Well, you look at that, decent field goal shooting overall, just lesser makes at 41%. They were -6 in field goal makes. Did not have enough control of the glass. -11 on rebounds and -12 in points in the pace. And of course, Batangas bench really just proved to be a much better support. They were -32 in that stat line para dito sa Val City.
Let's see if they can get back to winning form today versus Bacolod City, as now we turn you over to Miguel Pere.
Versus Valenzuela for our first game. Live on the official MPBL Facebook page, YouTube channel, MPTV Signal Channel 98, MPTV Channel 53 on satellite, and on Pilipinas Live app. This is the 2024 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 6, presented by Extreme. Let's meet our starters. First, for Bacolod City of Smiles. Starting at guard, number 0, Jamel Ramos. Also at guard, number 26, Tricky Peromingan. At center, number 32, JM Manalang. Forward, number 17, Danny Marilao. And the other forward, number 24, Louis Vigil. The head coach for Bacolod City is Alex Cabagnot. Assistant coaches Bong Sanggalang, Juven Formasil, and Rod Solentino. Team consultant is Chris Gavina. Team manager Luigi Herrera. Team representative is Paul San Jose. Now, the starting 5 for Valenzuela Classic, VA Cargo. Starting at guard, number 18, Andre Armenion. Also at guard, number 30, CJ Payawal. Center, number 25, Ladis Lepalam. Power forward, number 10, Mark Montuano. And the other forward, number 24, Dennis Santos. The Valenzuela Classic VA Cargo is led by the team owner known as the Coach Grossman, Valenzuela City 2nd District Honorable Congressman Eric Martinez. Assistant coaches Aldrin Morante, RJ Guevara, Jolly Alar, Kyle Lumengan, and JR Villanueva. Team consultant is Mr. Cool Jerry Esplana. Assistant team manager JB Garcia.
The average starting 5s brought to you by New Star Max. Win to the max. Jamel Ramos, Tricky Peromingan, JM Manalang, Danny Marilao, and Louis Vigil for the depleted roster once again of Bacolod City as they take on Andre Armenion, CJ Payawal, Ladis Lepala, Mark Montuano, and Dennis Santos, who is returning off of some back spasms for Valenzuela, although he's only at 70% for today. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Coach Mike Perez and Sidney Crespo as we come to you live from the home of the MPBL's 4th season champions, the Nueva Ecija Coliseum in Palayan City. Now, we've seen this before. Coach Mike, Bacolod not playing with its full roster. We're only seeing 3 players at their bench. Let's see if anybody can actually step up and build up his own numbers for our campaign.
Well, sometimes you gotta make most of the opportunity that's given you. And so right now, while may constraint pagdating sa number of players on the team, opportunity for people to start showing up in terms of their performance.
Well, speaking of showing up, Dennis Santos has showed up once again. He just scored his first basket, even though he's not at 100%. Louis Vigil just made a 3-pointer on his 3rd game in the MPBL, a guy who played for the Gilas 3x3 program, a lot of 3x3 basketball in the PBA as well. Also 5-on-5, even before that, San Miguel Ala, Pilipinas. And of course, we can't forget about his UST days.
That's right. And Louis really had a good start in his first showing. He made a living out of 3, and right now that still continues, I guess.
He was joking to me before this game because I was welcoming him to the MPBL. Sabi niya, ang layo ng venue na to ah. Sabi ko, well, bro, it is the beauty of the MPBL.
Yes.
We are so happy to be back in Nueva Ecija, and we're so excited to witness that raucous crowd later on as we feature the Battle of Champions. There's a traveling violation called on Ladis Lepalam.
Ladis Lepala medyo a little bit tried right there in the paint, but how about this 3 by Louis?
This is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. 2 threes already in this game for Louis Vigil, following his 33-point explosion versus San Juan. And off of that miss, I'll continue to break down Louis' numbers. He made 6 3-pointers versus the Knights out of 9 tries. That's actually a high percentage.
Yeah.
And there's a gimme for Mark Montuano.
Well, si Mark Montuano parang naka plug and play ang dating niya, I mean, didn't need any parang adjustments. Parang alam na niya agad at kilala niya yung mga kakampi niya. And you like that if you're a transferee to another team.
Well, he has excelled already here in the MPBL. Especially, remember season 4, Bacolod, he was an all-star for them. So it's just a matter of time where he could be rejuvenated. As Danny Marilao just scored.
Well, it's good to see a little perimeter jumper para dito sa Bacolod kasi yung game nila with San Juan, they were, because of the height advantage of San Juan, they were really limited to sniping from the outside. Kaya ang dami nilang attempts from 3.
A miss for Valenzuela, and here comes Bacolod looking good, 8-4. Pero Mingan, he leans in and out, offensive rebound. Danny Marilao. You know, I just realized Sunday is tomorrow already.
Yes.
So this is the evening of Danny Marilao's birthday. And there's a putback. J.M. Manalang scores.
Happy birthday, Danny.
31. Bata pa.
Bata pa.
Batang bata pa.
Very young.
Somebody who's very proud of him is Coach John Calios of Sarangani. Kwento nga sa atin ni Coach John, Danny actually lived with him for 2 years. At may kasama ng pagmamahal yan. Danny Marilao would not deny it. The love that they share for each other, as Dennis Santos was able to prevail once more. He will proceed to the stripe.
Yeah, tsaka mahalaga yan para sa isang player, yung mga memories na nakakuha niya, lalo na sa really good coaches that actually took care of them just like their own child. And so Danny really appreciates all the help that he's getting as well.
Sarangani, by the way, is looking better now in our campaign with the recruits, J. Mark Malyari, Marvin Hayes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder if Danny Marilao is still there, how good could they be?
Yeah. Kasi magandang complementary siya kala Marvin, and I guess iba rin talaga yung control na binigay ni J. Mark Malyari for Sarangani. A little bit more stable, you know, Madayag is a point guard pero medyo sobrang bilis maglaro. J. Mark really introduces a lot of control on the point guard position.
Just saw a 3-pointer by Jamel Ramos, who now just got the board. And it's Danny Marilao who lost the ball. It's a turnover. If I can go back to J. Mark Malyari, you covered him, right?
Yep.
Last Thursday, he was the best player.
Yes.
That was a blowout game.
Yes. And well, you know, it was a game that started out really very competitive between the two teams. But Bicol really just bowed out later on in the second half. Just Sarangani taking control all throughout.
Imagine if Marilao would team up with the likes of Destacamento, Alves, and Hayes.
Yes.
That's one heck of a front line.
That's right.
Danny Santos, by the way, just converted with another jumper. And off of the turnover, here comes Val City. Mark Montuano, lefty gimme.
Wow, talagang ramdam mo na si Mark feels very comfortable playing with these guys. And in as much as nakikita mo yung length ng players nitong Valenzuela, dumagdag pa si Mark na may heft, you know, brings a lot of advantage, I guess, inside the paint.
How about that? A rim run for Mark Montuano, looking very comfortable.
Yeah.
He just needed his minutes after all.
Kailangan ko lang ng minuto, coach. Pagbigyan niyo ako makalaro sa floor para mapakita ko kung ano kakayanan ko maglaro. And Mark's been responding so far to Valenzuela's call on that.
But my question is, can he actually go back to his all-star form?
That would be a pretty interesting thing. And I feel yung itong stint niya sa Valenzuela might actually make that a possibility because you've really got magagaling na guards, you know, and wings that can really distribute the ball as well.
Oh, he actually has 3 point guards who are in the top 5 in assists per game.
Yes.
Ubalde's number 2 at 6.7. Arminion's number 3 at 6.6. And Manliguez is number 5 at 6.2. But we can't forget about that guy, Dennis Santos, with a slamma-jamma.
Medyo nawala lang saglit, pero ayan, kitang-kita mo na kagad yung presence ni Dennis Santos. And alam naman natin kung ano nabibigay ni Dennis para dito sa Valenzuela.
10 points already for the returning Dennis Santos. Anong box spasms? He's looking like he's at 100%. Same goes for Tricky Penomingan, who just scored with a layup. 16-15.
Yeah, minsan kailangan mo lang talaga pawisan, Mix, para mawala yung mga box spasms na yan.
Konting push lang pala para kay Kuya Dennis.
Adrenaline lang.
Miss by Ladis Lepalam, no foul. And here we go. This is the whole bench of Bacolod City checking in. As display of the game is brought to you by Suzuki. Dennis Santos fakes, baseline drive. Look out, it's a one-handed slam. How about another look, Coach Mike?
Tinan mo naman yan. Ang ganda ng pasa ni Andre, and that fake held out from kay Dennis. Put the ball on the floor with that slam finish.
That was almost a steal. It is completed by Arminion. Forward pass. Uh-oh! Dennis Santos with a second slam in this game.
And because of that, we already have 2 entries to our top plays of the week. And Dennis has been really balling right now. Talagang na-miss ang paglalaro.
Dennis is 3 points away from matching the total output of Bacolod City. He has 12 in total for himself. Ian Pardo goes to Jeb Bulawan. There's the feed on to J.M. Manalang, who misfires. Rebound Payawal.
Doon pa lang sa sequence mo na yun, kita mo na kagad yung advantage talaga sa haba, tangkad nitong Valenzuela. They try to post up, pero eventually kick out. And Montuano, patuloy, may score dito, Mix.
Para silang nagsascoring competition ni Dennis Santos. Montuano has 8, Santos has 12, Valenzuela has 20 in total. It's only those 2 players who have scored for Val City. On the other end, Louis Vigil hasn't found the bottom of the ring ever since that 2 threes to start the game. Dennis Santos all day. Short, rebound Louis. Vigil, by the way, had 18 rebounds in their previous game.
Yeah.
He told me that he was more surprised with grabbing more boards, or those, for that many boards as Casinillo just scored compared to his 33 points.
Yeah, actually, nung tinignan ko ngayon, I had to recheck the stat again. Is it that really that number of rebounds? And alam naman natin yung pagbaril sa labas ng 3 points, kaya ni Louis yan. But the rebounds really have been something else.
Casinillo, that is a guy who is capable of scoring, able to draw the contact and make that bucket. He's averaging 10 points per game. And by the way, this guy could be playing his last game for Bacolod City. Let me check that. Because he is... Oh, he's listed as a homegrown.
So he gets to stay.
I'm going to have to check that because I remember that he still has some time with the NCAA.
Okay.
Na pag-usapan namin yan ni Coach Louis na magiging sakit ng ulo niya itong si L.A. Casinillo. As Danny Marilao just got fouled.
And as of the latest, I think it's until tomorrow na lang, ano?
Oo,
yung
kasi
transfer window
July
natin.
na sa Monday.
Yeah, July na Monday, right?
This fast break of the game is brought to you by New Star. Win to the max. Good steal by Andre Arminion. Forward onto Dennis Santos. He actually thought that he might have lost the ball for quite a while. Mas maganda na sana yung buwelo niya for that dunk. Either way, he'll take those 2 points.
Medyo fumambol ng konti pero na-control naman. But yung pagkakataon na really started with the defense of Andre Arminion. And right now, defensively, kita mo yung Bacolod, they're trying to spread the floor, being high and wide because ayaw nilang makalaban sa poste itong mga bigs ng Valenzuela.
Well, there's a foul called.
Ang problema, yung mga bigs ng Valenzuela, kayang put the ball on the floor and create from the outside.
Oh, yeah.
That's the challenge. So even if you prevent them from post-ups, they're still very much capable from creating up on the floor.
Speaking of creation, the Aquaman is now in. Paulo Hubalde, who was once upon a time the franchise player of Valenzuela. He has returned. onto this franchise, and let's see what he can do as they're trying to make a push for the playoffs. And just so everybody knows, Season 1 pa lang, kasama na sa Valenzuela itong si Paulo Ubalde.
It's
Ganun ka-OG.
parang homecoming, ano?
Oo. Here he is, the pass onto Brian Lacap. They swing it over. JR Quinyahan. No good on the 3. And here comes Danny Marilao. The birthday boy swings it over to LA. Casinillo will miss. Recovery for Brian Lacap. Forward pass. Counter steal. Marilao just could not control the ball.
Kitang-kita na kagad ni Danny kay Paulo bigay nito. Sigurado open floor. One of the really good decision makers. Uunahan ko na kagad anticipated that passing lane.
90 seconds before the end of 1. Payawal will fire. Well, that has been his specialty
Yes.
all season long.
Yeah, isa na yan sa mga nakita natin na weapons that's really shoring up para dito kay CJ Payawal. We understand that he can create from the outside, but shooting it from there is a different story altogether.
CJ had 5 3-point makes in the previous game out of 11 tries, scoring 25 points in total. Danny Marilao on the recovery. A no-look pass to Ian Pardo, who makes a 3-pointer.
Bacolod actually doing really good from 3. They're 4 out of 8 and 50%. Pero yun nga yung pag-defend against the bigs of Valenzuela. That's been the challenge so far.
Mark Mantuano just feasting inside. Now he's in double figures alongside Dennis Santos.
At saka nagugustuhan mo dito kay Mark, kita mo, bagong player, transferee, pero panay ang kausap sa mga kakampi niya. And he understands kung nasaan yung kailangan niyang baguhin at kung saan yung kailangan pa niya maintindihan sa sistema ng Valenzuela.
Oh, he's a veteran after all. He knows what it takes to win in the MPBL. We always say that, but we'd like to give it more context. Playing in the MPBL requires a certain brand. Physicality is such a theme in our league. So itong mga players, yung mga veterano na tinutukoy natin, alam na nila kung paano pumito ang referees dito sa MPBL. Alam nila kung paano mamisikal. Alam nila kung anong klaseng pace din ang babagay sa kanila. And so it has paid off for Mark Mantuano as he converted on that 3-point play. 26-23, 35 seconds before the end of 1. Louis Vigil. Screen by Marilao. Louis still has it against Paulo Ubalde. Step back, no good. Rebound, Lacap. 25 seconds. Paulo swings it over up top. Now onto the right. CJ Payawal will make a 3.
I'm telling you, itong Valenzuela team na to, other teams better, look at this team. These guys know how to ball together. They have the talent and the skill set to do that. And this is going to be an interesting next games para sa Valenzuela.
5 seconds remaining. Ian Pardo, not much space there. Danny Marilao against Mark Mantuano. Danny will fire. No good. And that will conclude our first 10 minutes. Val City looking good in this high-octane, high-scoring game so far, 29-23.
Yeah, and really good shooting percentage then for both teams, 57%, and very pedestrian 42% para dito sa Bacolod. But the thing is, the ball is moving, and that is really more on the side of Val City as they got 2 more assists. And you got to take better care of the ball, otherwise this is how it's going to end up. Free open lanes for slams like that by Dennis.
Dennis Santos leads the way with 12 points on all scorers. Mantuano has 11 just behind him. CJ Payawal, by the way, has 6, tied with Louis Vigil, 6 points as well. But they're going to need more from him alongside his teammates in the next 30 minutes. This first quarter score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. This fan of the game is brought to you by Jinky Skin. Let us locate our beautiful fan at the sideline. There we have it, with a beautiful smile, even though She has some braces. Medyo transparent ang itsura. Pero
Yeah.
panalong-panalo para sa ating MPBL Saturday. Thank you for joining us, folks. This Bigcom is at your service alongside Coach Mike Perez and Sydney Crespo. It is 29-23 in favor of Valenzuela. Coach Mike, our shooting.
Right there, 8 of 19 and 12 of 21. Like what we said earlier, pretty decent shooting from both teams. 42% para sa Bacolod and a really excellent 57% shooting from Val City. Well, primarily because most of it coming from fast breaks.
We've seen 10 assists so far from Valenzuela. Let's see if the defense of Bacolod can hold up. They only have 8 players available in this game. There was a steal by Pardo.
Yeah.
Apparently a foul as well.
Yeah, good defense by Pardo right there. Two things that happened. You know, the ball got picked up. Walang dribble na. Hindi rin makaposte si Paolo dahil he got fronted by Pardo and really just waited for that pass and stole it. Eventually that foul.
By the way, fronting is such a very underrated art
Oh, yeah.
in defense. Oh, Ian Pardo lost the ball.
Yeah.
It's very unfortunate.
He got a turnover the other end pero he cost one the other way. So, kailangan talaga both sides of the ball. Kailangan laruin mo ng efficiently.
Brian Lacap gives it up to J.R. Quinyahan up top to Paulo Hubalde. Now it's Dennis Santos faking right, going left, kick out Quinyahan. One on the shot clock. Somebody has to fire. That's a turnover.
Yeah, another turnover para dito sa Val City. Dalawang magkasunod na yan. And you have to take better care of the ball. And kailangan bigyan natin ng credit yung depensa binigay ng Bacolod in both those instances.
At least they have answered to the call so far. With over a minute gone by in the second, Jamel Ramos back in the game, working with Louis Vigil. L.A. Casinillo, Jeb Bulawan, and Danny Marilao are there as well. That's a basket for L.A., who we have confirmed it already is playing his last game this season for Bacolod City.
So other guys really have to step up in the absence of LA. He's been one of the guys na tinitingnan nila pagdating sa puntos. Aside from ito, si Danny Marilao, who's right now guarding Dennis.
Santos sizing up Danny.
Oh,
Dennis,
man.
great patience. Nautakan dun.
Yeah. Meron bang Migs? Has there been a player in the MPBL ever na parang in the mold of Dennis? You know, lengthy player, can put ball on the floor, perimeter jumpers. Or is he unique to it?
Mike Ayonayon before was pretty lengthy as a guard. I would say na medyo nakikita ko yung game niya on the floor with Dennis's game. Ang difference lang, pag lumipad si Mike, lipad talaga.
Oh, yeah.
Although, in terms of their standard play, Dennis is a forward and Mike Ayonayon is a swingman, a guard forward.
Yeah.
So, if I'm gonna think about a 3-4, then I'm gonna have to take some time with that. Certainly very interesting. Parang Kevin Durant eh.
Oh, parang Kevin Durant, no? Very unique eh.
Jebulawan, no good on a short stab.
And Paulo Hubalde, I mean, yung stability sa pagdala ng bola, yung pag-probe, pagtira sa labas, ano pa ba naman ang hahanapin mo naman?
Gusto ko yung bin-breakdown mo yung game niya habang gumagawa pa lang siya ng move.
Pero talagang yung ibang teams, they have to be wary of itong Valenzuela. I mean, the way that they're bringing in new guys, and more importantly, yung pag-mesh ng mga bago sa team nila. That's what's scary.
By the way, as Danny Marilao just scored for Bacolod City, Val City still has, what, 1 or 2 days to continue operating with those changes? And you never know what can happen in those 2 days.
Yeah, and wow.
Chris De Chavez just made a 3-pointer.
Yeah, I made the case before that Chris De Chavez is my top trailer of all. Him coming down the floor, pass it to him. It's almost a layup, no? For Chris De Chavez. But what you like about him is also plays a lot of paint action.
Speaking of paint action, that was what happened with Danny Marilao.
Yep.
Just scored again. He wants the win on the evening of his birthday.
Yeah.
Paulo Hubalde dashing through, kick out, lock up, specialty, too strong. And here's Danny. Marilao on the move. Marilao all the way.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Alam mo, tama ka nga. Gusto niyang manalo para sa birthday niya. Kasi right now, he's leading all the stats. 0.6.
10 na.
Or 10 na. Rebounds, how many? 5 assists. He's got 3. Victor's got 4.
Can he get a triple-double?
We'll see.
Long way to go. Kinyahan wide open. He passed the ball back to Brian Lakap. That's a smart play.
Smart play, and you just continue moving downstairs. You got a big man that's got a good vision. Eventually, he'll find you.
I asked Val City, now that you have Paulo Hubalde, you still have JR Kinyahan. So what's the leadership dynamic? And they said Paulo is the vocal leader. Kinyahan leads by example. But when JR Kinyahan speaks, everybody stops and listens.
Yeah.
Dahil malaman talaga ang kanyang sasabihin. Rightfully so. He's a veteran, established in Philippine basketball.
Yeah. And you like that both those guys are actually taking charge of the leadership at pagtitimon para dito sa Valenzuela. And ginagawa nila yan on the floor, hindi lang sa salita.
There's a steal by Krista Chavez. Oh, not the best of passes.
Yeah.
A counter steal. Bulawan, 3-on-1. Jeb bounces. Vigil is fouled.
And talagang inantay lang ni ni Kinyahan eh. He didn't commit to anyone until there was that attempt already real close.
This three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Krista Chavez, you mentioned, one of the better trailers in the MPBL. He just waits around by the three-point area. And by the way, he's reunited with Paulo Hubalde back in Season 3. Okay, mamaya na yung kwento ko. Dahil magkikwento muna si Sydney Crespo. Sid, go ahead.
Saktong-sakto ang pagdating nila Mark Montuano at Paulo Hubalde para sa Val City as they are down to their last 13 regular games. For Coach Aldrin, the veteran experience could help with improving some passing errors, lapses on defense, and effort on 50-50 ball. Their presence to fill in the gaps because of injury issues na sa ngayon wala nga si Manligues at De La Cruz. Si JR Kinyahan raw hindi rin 100% ilang araw na dahil sa kanyang ankle. And lastly, CJ Payawal needs help. Although he's done great things for Val City, getting into the playoffs would require more contributions from the other guys. Magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
We are back in Nueva Ecija, 41-33. Paulo Hubalde bringing the ball down against the other guy wearing the jersey number 0 in Jamel Ramos. As Sidney mentioned, it's good that they got him and Montuano at this point as they're trying to chase for that number 6 seed in the North Division. And if you couple that with the returning Dennis Santos, it's such a nice formula for winning.
And itong 5 na to, I feel will really stretch the floor on the defense because yung mga bigs nila kayang lumaro sa labas eh. And even Paulo can post up and make decisions from outside.
It's Dennis Santos back at it versus Danny Marilao. They go to Kinyahan, who's playing with an ankle injury. They swing it over to Brian. 5 on the shot clock, and there's a foul by Jamel. Very unfortunate as the shot clock was winding down. Here's Coach Alex Cabagnot. Somebody who Jamel Ramos can really learn a lot from. Under 5 minutes in the second, Kinyahan will score. And he wanted a foul.
And imaginein mo, na-mention kanina ni Sydney, meron pa silang 13 games para dito sa Val City. And the goal, like what you mentioned kanina, is to get to number 6, ano?
Yeah.
Yeah, and itong mga dinagdag nila would really help a lot pagdating dyan. Ooh!
Yeah, cylinder. Poor closeout. Casinillo tweaked his ankle. And that's why the unspo was was called by the referee. Ano yan eh, it started a couple of years ago. Remember that Kawhi Leonard
Kawhi
shot
Leonard, right.
by... it was a
And,
closeout by Zaza Pachulia.
Pachulia, right.
They lost, itong Spurs, they lost Kawhi Leonard for the rest of the playoffs. That could have changed the outlook of the NBA Championship Series.
Right. That definitely landed on the foot of Chris.
Casinillo, we did mention, is playing his final game
That's right.
for Bacolod. He would want to at least finish it.
And right now, very short-handed na nga itong Bacolod. Well, you also would want to see LA go back.
Oo nga, tama ka dun. 7 na lang sila.
Yeah.
Mukhang maglalaro na si Alex Cabagnot mamaya-maya kung kakailanganin.
Di kaya sa loob ng hoodie na yan, may jersey siya.
You never know.
You'll
Tatanggalin
never
niya lang
know,
eh.
yeah.
No? Warmer lang pala. Wow, so referee Jonah Bellas, if you heard it through our microphones, just gave us the info that it's going to be a disqualifying foul.
Yeah.
Disqualifying
even
foul on
worse
number
for
28,
Chris De
Chris
Chavez.
Chavez.
Yeah.
Chris De Chavez out of the playing court.
This was actually a good opportunity for Chris to be able to be exposed more in another game with his teammates, but because of this, he's get taken out of this game.
He did mention to me that even though he's reunited with Paulo Balde, and they've actually been a potent team since the start of the season, chemistry will continue to be a big thing for them moving forward.
Yes.
Lalo na rotation pieces yung nadagdag. The surprise to me is the fact that it's a disqualifying foul.
Right.
Normally, it's just going to be an unspo. But we did mention, could it be a trend na kung na-invento yung yung unsportsmanlike foul because of what we saw before, dahil tuloy-tuloy ba siyang nangyayari,
that sets a precedence to the next.
Yeah, right? It's
right.
gonna make the punishment ba ang word or the
Penalty.
the penalty even worse.
And really just unfortunate for both LA and Chris because this is a long drive coming from where they came from.
Oo nga, isa pa
you wanna
yun.
play, no? You wanna play and you get, oh
Hindi
man.
sulit yung biyahe mo.
Hindi sulit yung biyahe. I'm sure yung mga players, gabi pa lang ng game day, hype na yan.
Right.
No? Right.
Oh, especially Chris De Chavez.
Oh, yeah.
One of the more animated players that we have in the MPBL. 45-34, Louis Vigil up top to Danny Marilao. The pull-up and the miss. Rebound Santos. Dennis back at it against Danny Marilao. Santos up top, Kinyahan. Nice fake.
Nice fake, yeah.
JR back to Dennis. A good look. And that's a 3.
You have all these lengthy guys for Valenzuela, and yet they have 7 3-pointers in the game out of 12 attempts. It shows you the range that they can cover.
I still can't think of a comparison.
Yeah, ang hirap
any
no?
MPBL play before.
Ang hirap
Dennis Santos seems to be one of a kind. Okay,
Ooh.
I just remembered somebody, Jan Nermal. But again,
yeah.
so in terms of size and length at the 3 position, pero mas lumilipad si Jan
Tsaka feeling ko parang mas mahaba yung reach ni Dennis kaysa kay Jan. Although Jan is in itself a very special player din, no?
Right. Oh, he's created such a career for himself
Yes.
in the PBA. We're very happy for
Yep.
Jan Nermal.
You know, yan yung mga nagpapasaya sa atin. Look
at those average of Louis Vigil. 29 and 15.
Right. Man. And he's dishing too, almost 4 assists per game.
Well, the ball is on his hands a lot.
Right?
I asked him nga kanina, you think sometimes you could have not forced the issue? Kasi nga, you've been taking a lot of shots, and of course, the defense would focus on him. And he said, I practiced those shots. So it's fine for him. Kumbaga, sanay naman siya sa lahat ng contact, sanay siya sa tight defenses.
parang ano eh, I earned it by preparing for it.
Right.
And so why not take it? You don't practice something na hindi mo naman gagawin on the floor.
Here's Louis Vigil. That's a good look. Yun, libreng-libre na siya sa lagay na yun.
Oo. Pero the thing is, he had to give up that ball to allow that defense to rotate before he got it back. So hindi niya pinipilit, ika nga.
50-36, Ginyahan. That was anticipated very well by Bacolod City. This is a 5-on-1. Manalang, sorry miss, put back for Jeb Bulawan. Counter, Ginyahan all alone. Here's Dennis Santos. Three-pointer, yes, he's feeding it. 23 points for Dennis Santos.
Yeah, really, he's more KD-like, no? Pagdating sa release. And the way he positions his foot, and the way he rises up for those shots, a lot of similarities with KD.
That's 4 3-pointers in this game for Dennis Santos. Can he actually score 40? Maybe yet. Break Jeff Viernes' record.
Yeah, could be.
50 points. 53-38. Dennis Santos already has 23 points in this game. How about that efficiency, Coach Mike? 8 out of 11 from the field, 4 out of 6 from downtown, 4 rebounds as well, and it's perfect on the strike.
Yeah, and patuloy pa rin ang ginagawa nito ni Dennis, and he's really just been very consistent, and malay nga natin, makamabot na 50 to pagkatapos ng game.
You know, I wish he would at least reach 40. That would give us a nice storyline.
Yeah. At sana wag mo nang ilabas, no? Kaya muna siyang maglaro kasi if the game is flowing as it is and very limited yung tao ng Bacolod, they only have 7 right now.
Yeah.
High probability papahingahin na maaga si Dennis.
Oo nga. And Valenzuela has a deep bench. They would want to expose those players as well. Kahit na wala na si Krista Chavez with that disqualifying foul.
Yeah.
53-49. 2 minutes and change before halftime. Dennis Santos against J.M. Manalang. Foot speed for him.
Yan naman bigat eh. Humingi ng ng clear out eh.
2 on the shot clock. Santos is blocked by Jeb Bulawan. And he had to immediately apologize.
Yeah. Pag ganyan kaya, kinakantsawan kaya ni Paolo si si Dennis.
I don't know, because I think a point guard would also give it to the guy with the hot hand. Hayaan niya na yan.
Kasi si Paolo medyo palabiro rin to at times eh.
Siguro joke lang.
Joke lang.
As you mentioned. Hindi, I'm actually convinced na nahayaan niya yun.
Oo.
Ball tapped out of bounds. Val City will get possession. So after scoring 29 points in the opening frame, they've already scored 24 in the second quarter. We have 100 seconds to go. Paulo Hobalde. Able to escape the defense of Ramos. Dennis Santos. That was a 2-on-1. 5 on the shot clock. Hobalde set, fire, miss, rebound, Vigil. You have to track Louis Vigil's rebounding numbers, by the way. And there's a turnover on the other end. Dennis Santos to reach 25.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, miss. Eto ngayon. Aabot pa sa punto na manggigigil na si Dennis Santos.
Oo.
A miss by Ramos. Back and forth we go. Here's Dennis. 3-pointer. Yes, sir. 26 points for Dennis Santos.
hindi ka makuha sa malapitan, dito tayo sa labas.
Nakakapagod din yung ginagawa niya, yung mga atake siya.
Yeah, pero grabe yung range talaga ni Dennis. And you know, you couple that with yung chemistry na mangyayari dito sa Valenzuela, which hopefully happens really soon.
Oh, nice contest by Jeric Diego. It was clean.
Yeah.
It surely affected the shot of Bulawan. A miss by Vigil. Ramos, good effort. Pardo, hanging and missing. Another rebound. Louis. Yes.
Medyo lumamig na rin yung kamay ni Louis Vigil sa labas. This time around, he got that score of that pass by Pardo in the paint.
Louis Vigil in this game. Let me check the tally. He already has 13 points in 3 out of 11 shooting. That's after making his first 2 baskets. We have a timeout for Val City, 56-41. Next 3 games for Val City. They will take on Muntinlupa on July 4. The ever so unpredictable Sarangani Marlins on July 8. And they will be on the road to take on Gabi Espinas and the rest of Caloocan Batangkan Kalu on July 17. That's a must-watch game because those 2 teams are in the North Division.
That's right.
Kumbaga, may playoff implications na yan as soon as now.
Even itong Muntinlupa at saka Sarangani, both of them trying to stay at number 8 in the South. Well, pag tinignan mo yung firepower and the roster, you'd like to think there is advantage to Valenzuela in those 2 games. But tingnan natin kung anong klaseng A-game ang dadalhin itong dalawang teams na to.
I did mention, unpredictable. That's our magic word. Gian Rivera, 1 dribble, pull up, miss, rebound, Pardo. 10 seconds remaining. Louis Vigil, the top scorer of Bacolod City, spinning and feeding. That's Jamel Ramos, the Damian Lillard of Bacolod, missing. Great effort by Manalang, but he lost the ball. Four-tenths of a second remaining. Ladis De Palam turns around. There was quite a delay with his pivot. That could have counted actually.
Nabitin lang saglit, pero nai-release naman.
Natawa nga si CJ Payawal eh. Anyway, Val City is looking good. They're up by 15, 56-41. Their second quarter was quite dominant, scoring 27 and only allowing 18 to Bacolod. This halftime score is brought to you by GameX, GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. And now we lead you into our teaser for tonight, the Battle of the Champions, Pampanga versus Nueva Ecija.
2022 season national champions, Nueva Ecija! 2023 MPBL national champions, the Pampanga Giant Lanterns.
Nueva Ecija, the only unbeaten team in the North, pero
looking very strong at the moment. Galing din sila sa matinding panalo dito.
Gala will not be shy, and why not? Ang maganda pa para kay Will Bacolod.
Lervin drives left. Lervin, yes! What can you do?
Halftime score for Val City and Bacolod is 56-41. By the way, of those 56 points of Val City, 26 have come from one player in Dennis Santos. As we come back to you live from the Nueva Ecija Coliseum in Palayan City, Louis Vigil started off with 2 threes for himself. Bacolod had a 6-point advantage, but Val City completely turned things around. The biggest lead was 17, now it's at 15.
Yeah, almost very little resistance actually defensively na nakuha ng Valenzuela from Bacolod. And so that much field goal shooting, 60% is pretty high. And when you look at the 3 points, 9 3-pointers made, meaning 27 of that 56 actually coming from 3. And the assist, they share the ball. Ang maganda lang ginawa ng Bacolod dito is second chance points, able to get to it. But for the most part, it's really been that long-range bombs released by Valenzuela.
All right, let's see if Bacolod can turn things around in the second half. Danny Marilao certainly wants that to happen on the evening of his birthday. He has 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists to his name. But remember, they're going to move forward with only 7 players on their roster.
Yes.
L.A. Casinillo tweaked this angle in the first half with that disqualifying foul on Chris De Chavez. Louis Vigil and Marilao combined for 23 points. But on the other end, we have to highlight Dennis Santos, who is already playing his career day in the MPBL. 26 points, surpassing his 24 versus Zamboanga. Mark Montano has 11 after running back and forth in the first half. And let me tell you this. Dennis Santos actually scored 20 of his 26 in the first half, or 20 of his 24 in the first half versus Zamboanga in his previous career high. So, the question is, will that same thing happen to him? Nababagal siya sa second half in this game, knowing the fact na pareho din pala yung kinain niya nung araw na yon at sa araw na to.
What?
And you'll be happy with the answer kung ano yung kinain niya, Coach Mike.
Ano?
Jollibee.
Oh, man.
And just so everybody knows, Engineer Mike Perez works for Jollibee. That's why he would be happy about it.
Does somebody get him an endorsement, please?
I want to see him in the next commercial. Dennis Santos just grabbed the board. Paulo Hubalde was joking around with him alongside Boss Bong Ora and the rest of the coaching staff at halftime. They were telling him about the record of Jeff Viernes, the 50 points, which Viernes, by the way, achieved with overtimes versus Nueva Ecija. Well, let's see if it would be a record day for Dennis Santos as Mike Machon misses on a 3.
Well, it's good that they're aware of it, and so alam nila kung ano yung chase na possible para dito kay Dennis, and you gotta keep him on the floor if you wanna reach that milestone.
Oh, they want him. They want him. Short on the 3, Montuano there for the putback.
So far, whatever Mark Montuano has started in the first quarter really carried on that rhythm with Dennis and the rest of the team. I mean, yung energy na binigay nito ni Mark sobrang vital para do sa strong start nitong Valenzuela.
Now there's an 8-second violation against Jamel Ramos. Good defense by Andre Armenion. As mentioned by Sydney, there's no Daryl Manliguez in this game. So Val City is stuck with Paulo Hubalde and Andre Armenion. Sila lang naman ang 2 of the top 3 assists men in the MPBL.
At saka mabigat rin yung point guard rotation nitong Valenzuela. I mean, Armenion, Dolinguez, Paulo Hubalde can do that.
Manliguez, by the way.
Manliguez, yeah.
It's a shot clock violation against Val City. There's Coach Aldrin Morante. Congressman Eric Martinez is watching, by the way. Good afternoon, Kong. I hope that you're enjoying the action presented to you by your own team. Ramos onto Vigil against Payawa Louis. How about that? Minama lang.
Oh.
The way that he used his body to create a separation was just very impressive.
Yeah. First off, medyo parang hinayaan nilang makuha yung yung lane side na yun, and really just Louis using his body to create that separation for that finish going off glass.
Louis Vigil converts, now has 16 points to his name, a 3-time PBA champion himself back when he was with San Miguel. Armenion No good on the layup. Mike Machon, the cleanup.
Ayan, dati nung wala pa yung mga ibang bigs, Jer Kenyahan and the rest of the guys, it really was Mike Machon who was leading the charge dun sa rebound, second chance points. But now he's got a lot of help from everyone else.
Yeah. And actually, nag-slide down siya into being a role player.
Yes.
And being the ultimate youngster in this lineup of Val City. Pero Mingan, crafty move, but no bucket for him. Here's Andre. They go to CJ, Payawal, off to the right. Rebound Ramos, Jamel, forward to Tricky. Pero Mingan, down the middle. There's a foul.
Well, importante rin kasi para dito sa Valenzuela is for everybody to stay healthy. And, you know, if you keep everyone healthy come the playoffs, sa lalim nitong bench na to, yung rotation mo napakaganda, napakagaan for the coaching staff of Val City.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. We were arguing that Val City wants to get that number 6 seed, and there really is a logical reason for it. Iiwasan mo talaga yung 7 and 8.
Yeah. Bakit
Because
ka mo?
Everybody can take a guess.
Yeah.
Maglalaro po sila mamaya.
Yeah. You don't wanna go head on first round against those two.
Kalaban yung dalawang yun.
Bigat yun. At least sana pag nakalaban mo next round, medyo bugbog na lang konti. No?
And by the way, you think about it, that 6 seed might not even be safe because San Juan is currently number 3 in the North Division.
That's right. And, you know, the 3 and 4 could possibly be either San Juan or Manila, and that's tough. The North is a little bit tougher, you know?
It's gonna be tough. Yeah, tama ka doon, Manila or San Juan.
Yeah.
They're also chasing Abra, who's at number 5.
Yes.
Medyo mahirap habulin yan, lalo na sa lineup ng Abra ngayon.
Right. So even if 4 or 5 ka, mahirap pareho, you know? Kahit na magkapalit pa yun, eh.
It seems like 6 is the most manageable expectation for them.
The ones who get the twice the advantage in terms of beat are 1 and 2 lang, no?
Yeah, kasi hanggang second round.
Hanggang second round, yeah.
Yung home court advantage mo. Louis Vigil drives, and he got fouled. By the way, even though you get the 3 seed or the 4 seed, if the lower seed knocks out the higher seed in the first round, then you get the home court advantage. So the general ruling is just go higher and higher as you can.
Yeah, you're really earning the not just the 1 and 2 spot, kundi the home court advantage.
Right. Let's go back to Sydney.
Louis Vigil's first week in the MPBL is a testament of his hard work, most especially the cardio and reps that he continues to work on regardless if it's 3x3 or 5v5. So far individually, nakatulong ito sa kanya but his priority is to improve as a unit. Marami pa raw silang kailangan trabahuin at i-improve such as their manpower. Speaking of, now down to their 7 guys, LA Casinillo won't be able to come back because of his grade 1 ankle sprain that would need at least 1 week of rest according to Team PT Joseph Gilaran. Sa ngayon, nangihinaing si LA sa kanyang last game in the MPBL. Although the pain is 7 out of 10, may mga movements raw na hindi na niya kaya. Mix Coach Mike.
Yeah, that's just very unfortunate. Casinillo is already wearing his warmer. His ankle is being taped up right now. Get well soon, LA.
Yeah, and I'm sure Sharon, he's looking forward to go back to the college games.
Ito na lang. LA Casinillo, if you'll be listening to this, I hope you're proud of what you showed us.
Yep.
In your campaign, he was the top scorer of Bacolod from time to time. And even Coach Louis Gonzalez was convinced that he's going to be a force to reckon with when he goes back to the NCAA.
Yeah, ang dami niyang experience na nag-gain dito which he can actually bring into the NCAA. And he didn't do it off the bench. He was actually one of the guys na they depend on dito sa Bacolod.
Right. It was a basket by Danny Marilao. The lead is down to 13. Paulo Hubalde back in the game. It's Lakap, who was the cutter. Now he's defended by Louis Vigil. Brian, the drive, faking the spin, tough shot. That was partially blocked as well. No put back for Machon. Oh, somehow, some way, the ball just landed onto his hands.
Nakatulong rin yung parang screen ni Lakap dun sa rebound. Mike Machon that needed space. But you know, the lead's starting to grow further now para dito sa Val City, and Bacolod's gotta come back. But with only 7 guys on the floor against the almost full powerhouse para dito sa Val City, medyo mahirap yata yun.
Right. And that's why we started building up the 50-point argument for
Yes.
Dennis Santos. Dahil nga, onti lang yung kalaban niya ngayon.
Yeah. And so this, kung lalaban sila, they're gonna stretch the other guys out.
This play of the game is brought to you by Suzuki, Jamel Ramos. Nice feed to Danny Marilao. Ramos, by the way, back in his day was a quarterback in the U.S. Playing
yeah?
American football, yeah. Na yun ang uso dun eh. At some point nga raw, nag-wrestling yan eh.
Oh, talaga? Oh, wow.
Oh, there's the foot of L.A. Casinillo.
Yeah. I'm sure that's a scene we don't want to see for LA, and hopefully, you know, quick recovery for LA.
That's a guy who will go back to the NCAA with everything that he has learned from Alex Cabagnon.
That's right.
What a luxury. Antuano sits down. Ladis Nepalam checks in. You know, Ladis Nepalam is such a project. If this guy could improve drastically, what a tool. How about that length? Could he be the tallest player in the MPBL?
Could be. And his length is sobrang ano eh, no? Ang tangkad na, ang haba pa ng reach eh.
No. Greg Slaughter.
Yeah, Greg. That's
Yeah,
right. I forgot
yeah.
Greg.
We can't forget about him. Louis Vigil is back at the stripe.
Although that would be interesting how they try and strategize later on when they meet in the playoffs. Kasi nag-meet na tong Val City at saka Manila eh. And so that's going to be interesting. In that game against Manila, they actually lost just by 14 points. And so maybe that would be one of the reasons why, you know, they picked these guys that they actually picked up. Itong Valenzuela. Right now, side-by-side battle card between these two teams, Bacolod versus Valenzuela. If you look at it, halos lahat dapat advantage para dito sa Valenzuela, except for the stats involving the bigs. And when we talk about that, that's rebounds and offensive rebounds. And so, kaya siguro kinuha si Montuano, no, and very lengthy players because they want to build on that stat line.
So we give credit to the Danny Marilaos for that advantage.
That's right.
In favor of Bacolod City. That was a wild shot by Louis Vigil.
Yeah, tsaka sila Danny Marilao, kita mo yung sipag rin nila rebound, you know. I remember in that game, I guess it was in Abra where there were only 5 guys who played. You know, those guys continue to compete despite the, you know, obvious advantage of Abra.
Versus Abra. Not in Abra.
Not in Abra, versus Abra.
Louis Vigil making his first free throw. I mentioned in Sydney, he's still not yet in perfect shape. So imagine if he would be. 21 points. 22 and not in perfect shape for Mr. Vigil. His free throw shooting though is impressive. 12 out of 13. And overall for Bacolod, it's at 15. Make that 16 out of 20. 65-53. Mike Machon against Jeb Bulawan. A jumper and the make for Mike Machon.
Yeah, he's gonna need that burn time on the floor para, you know, get a good rhythm, lalo na in this stretch of 13 games. Before you know it, ano na lang, 4-5 na lang yung 13 games na yan,
right.
diba?
Actually, itong punto nga natin ngayon, honestly, I felt like everything happened too fast.
Oo, totoo.
From April.
That's right.
Louis Vigil scored again.
And when you look at the teams, almost all of them have 50% of the games have already been played.
Yeah. But we're also getting to the better part of our schedule.
That's right.
Iniwan niya ng ating head of basketball operations na si Emer Oreta. Sinadya niya na mas maging exciting ating ending as Hubalde gets fouled.
And just to point out kung gaano kahirap yung paggawa ng ganyang klase ng schedule. You have those games, you know, mahirap yan. It's tough. I mean, you ask any regular guy that, you know, organizes leagues, hindi ganun kadali yan. Ilatag mo pa lang yung games, tapos ayusin mo in that manner. You know, credit to Boss Emer for that schedule.
29 teams,
right.
6 days a week.
Right.
And we travel day to day.
Correct.
Big kudos to him.
Yung logistics pa, no?
Ibang klase.
Ibang klase.
That's why we honor our VIPs day in and day out. Paulo Hubalde just made his first free throw. 6, 5, and 7 are his numbers. Well, He's number 6 in scoring in the league at 16 per game. Number 2 in dimes at 6.7. Number 7 in steals as well at 2.0. And number 4 in minutes played at 30.5. But then again, most of those numbers were developed with his stint with Bulacan.
With Bulacan, yeah. And not to say na he's not capable of doing it here. For all you know, baka mamaya nagwe-wait and see lang yan si Paolo, you know,
Yeah.
catching a little rhythm with the new guys and the new team.
I mean, he could use some preservation.
Yes.
He is an ultimate veteran after all. There's a foul called on the attack by Louis Vigil. Okay, we keep on talking about Dennis Santos. But where is Louis Vigil in that race to 50?
He's at 24.
Nah,
No,
malayo.
he's at Louis Vigil.
Yeah, seems like it.
Yeah.
25, mukhang malayo ang 50.
Yeah, 24, yeah.
26, 13, 9. Santos, 1.
Eh, tapos naupo pa si
Dennis
Dennis.
Santos,
Hindi na
oo.
siguro aabot siya.
Hindi na nga.
Hindi na aabot siya.
Yung Jollibee pang first half. Kailangan kumain ulit ng halftime.
Tingin ko one piece lang yan.
69-56. Brian Lakap. 3-pointer. No good. Rebound, Tricky Penamingan. But this is what you actually said in the first half, Coach Mike. Magbabalasa
Yes.
ang players ni Congressman Eric Martinez and Coach Aldrin Morante.
Kasi gusto mo makita kung ano yung magiging result ng certain combination of players who are the 5 best players that could play best together.
It's a breakaway for Tricky Penamingan. He could have given the ball up to Jeb Bulawan. And it would have been a slam. Although, nasa likod niya na si Jeb.
Si Tricky, I remember in one of our conversations, you put him in one of the other teams, you know, that's going to be a really good addition. Ito
Yeah.
si Tricky Perumingan.
Here he is on the run. Penamingan just stole the ball from his teammate. And he got fouled. Okay, since you brought it up, is there any team top of mind na tingin mong mababagayan ni Tricky Penamingan?
I think could be Zamboanga.
Okay.
Yeah.
This fast break of the game is brought to you by New Star Win to the Max. Zamboanga is known for fast breaks.
Yes. And
Lalo na ngayon na pilay sina JV Marcelino at
Yeah.
Joey Barcuma.
Tsaka yung Zamboanga takes a lot of, is one of those teams that take a lot of pride on their defense, and so, you know, getting those points of the turnovers that they forced, open floor yun. So ito, Tricky is going to be very much a welcome addition.
His build is nearer to John Mahari. I'd argue he could be a better offensive player compared to John. Si John kasi defensive specialist talaga eh.
Oo, correct.
He's really known for that. Who has that occasional three-pointer, by the way.
Gusto mo kay Tricky, he's got really good footwork as well. He's a
Yeah.
very stable guy on the floor. Keeps himself squared.
There's Louis Vigil, alley-oop. Tricky Penamingan. Ooh, sorry, miss. 69-60. By the way, this is a manageable deficit for Bacolod.
Yeah, siyam na lang to.
They only lost by 6 to San Juan. Brian Lakap going right. 1-2, he's blocked by Bulawan. And Jeb saved the ball from outside, which is totally illegal.
And for them to be keeping it this close, considering na 7 players lang ang nasa rotation, it goes back to our point earlier na nung Abra, hindi rin bumitaw to mga to. It just so happens that the fourth quarter really was clearly advantage Abra because of the number of players that they have.
Well, you just give yourselves a chance to win by the end game.
Yes.
There's Coach Alex Cabagnot. You know, I continue to wonder, will we actually see him
Yeah.
play in the MPBL?
Tsaka no? It's interesting how he's going to be guarded, how he's going to perform
Yeah.
offensively, the leadership that he brings to the team of Bacolod. I mean, he's still got so much of what he can offer.
Eh, di ba kaka-import lang yan sa ibang bansa?
Oo nga. Diba?
Ricky Penamingan just scored. Again, manageable deficit, 62-70. Paulo Hubalde. Bounce pass onto Ladis Lepalam against JM Manalang. 1 minute to go in the third. Lepalam scores.
Yeah.
Project Ladis.
Yeah.
for Val City.
That was pretty much how he was used back when he was in Benil. You know, post up like that, tries to face up, and would love to go middle. Although you'd love for him to have a little drop step sana, no? To free up and circumnavigate the defense.
They have a timeout for Coach Alex Cabagnot and Coach Chris Cavina as well. Those two, partner in crimes, or the partners in crime for the longest time. 73-62. There you have the numbers of Louis Vigil versus San Juan. He scored 22 in the fourth quarter. If he does that in this game, he could actually reach 50. He's already up to 25 with 9 rebounds and 6 assists. So it is a triple-double watch for Louis Vigil.
Yeah. And, you know, the manner by which he takes those shots from 3 and his guys giving him the ball, we'll see if he's able to make that.
High volume scorer he is for Bacolod City. Only playing his 3rd game in his MPBL career. Louis Vigil attacking, leaning in, and missing. Got his own board. Vigil, yes sir. That's a double-double already for him.
Yeah, patuloy pa rin. Kasi rebound score no? That's really been how he's getting those points.
I wonder if he's going to get 4 more assists for a triple-double. Or score 23 more, Louis Vigil, and get 50. Bulawan on the move. After that rebound, Ian Pardo will fire. No good.
Oh, wow, no good.
Actually early on the clock. But he saw an advantage. Ball out of bounds. Val City will keep possession. 17 seconds remaining. Alan Martin. Bounce pass on to Paulo Hubalde. He will take his time as per usual. Screen by Mike De Los Santos. 7 seconds. Paulo dancing with Jeb Bulawan. Hubalde passes. Martin fakes. 2 seconds. Alan sidestep and he makes the shot.
Wow, what a way to finish, huh?
Paulo Hubalde, by the way, just got his 10th assist.
Very silently yung mga assist na yan, ano? Simple-simple lang.
And that's why he had to point onto Alan Martin for that conversion. Hubalde already has 6 rebounds as well. And 7 points. He could be getting a triple-double of his own.
Yeah, most probably.
We have our top scorers for Val City. Dennis Santos has 26. Montuano has 13. And Mike Machon has 9. Although Santos has slowed down.
Yeah.
He hasn't scored in the second half.
Yeah, wala pang score in the 3rd.
It has been a Louis Vigil quarter, think about it. Although Val City continues to be in control, up by 11 points. This 3rd quarter score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Presenting our Suzuki Muscular and Sporty fans of the game. Just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with the Muscular and Sporty scooter from Suzuki, the Avenus. Oras na para magmotor. We are coming to you live from the Nueva Ecija Coliseum in Palayan City for your first game of your MPBL Saturday. This will be followed by Bataan versus Pasay. And then in our main event, it's the Battle of Champions. Our 2 most recent champions, Pampanga versus Nueva Ecija. We have our quarter scoring.
Yeah, right there. You know, just a little recovery para dito sa Bacolod, but still they're trading really good quarter, at least to bridge a little bit that gap. Bumaba pa yung lamang sa up to 9 points. So you gotta manage that if you wanna come back.
JR Quinyan is back in the game. Payawal, great patience. No basket. Battle for the rebound. It ends up with Mark Montuano, the former All-Star himself.
Oh, Montuano really, showing a lot of effort para dito sa Val City.
We saw him running a lot in the first half. And he did tell me that it's because he has gotten lighter. Losing some weight in the past couple of seasons. Kaya mas bumili sa kanyang laro. Although nabawasan din ang kanyang lakas. And so the challenge now is for him to gain some weight. You don't hear that every day. But then again, gaining weight in basketball doesn't mean eating.
Yeah,
It means lifting weights
right.
while eating.
Toning up and gaining weight.
Yeah. But the good thing is for Mark Montuano, he's looking very happy with Val City.
At saka ako primarily ang gauge sa akin na kung gaano kagusto ng isang player sa isang team is a defensive effort. And you see him a lot of times, moving his legs, getting to open spots, getting coverages sa loob man yan o sa labas. If a guy wants to play defense, he's happy with that team.
That guy just played defense. Louis Vigil with the steal and the breakaway layup. His stats in this game are so impressive. 29 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, leading Bacolod in all of those categories. Let's see how many steals he has. A total of 1. That's his first steal in this game. 1 block as well under the name of Louis Vigil. We have a timeout. We have our fan of the game brought to you by Jinky Skin. There you have it. A lovely lady at the sideline. Actually, kita mo naman, ang kinis, no?
Actually, pwede ba, kasi minsan nag-cover kami ng game ni Sedelf. May tanong si Sedelf hindi ba tayo pwede sa Jinky Skin?
Tayo?
Sabi ko, Sedelf, may mga bagay na hindi.
Mukhang lugi si Madam Jinky sa atin. Pag pinakita tayo.
Unang-una, hindi tayo pipiliin talaga.
Okay na tayong boses. Stick with our voices. 75-66, Val City still with the advantage. Almost 2 minutes gone by in the fourth. Ricky Perumingan misfires. Ball tapped away in favor of Val City. And Bacolod could challenge this.
They should challenge this.
It seems like Alex Cabagnot is not showing us any signs of challenging. Nakorek na ba? Mukhang nakorek na nga.
Okay.
No challenge needed. Louis Vigil against Dennis Santos. It's Ian Pardo who's fouled by Andre Arminion.
Maganda rin pinapakita ni Pardo A little bit, I guess, konting undersized, pero kita mo hindi takot na pumasok sa loob and get some body contact.
Well, he's had a lot to prove for a number of years now. Estudyante yan ng FEU, not a player. He was a student. And if you would think about it, FEU's deep with guards.
Yes.
So it makes sense na mahirap talaga makapasok sa kanilang UAAP squad. Of course, the LJ Gonzalez's of the world. At some point, the RJ Abarientos pa yan. Patrick Sleet was a part of that program. Joric Bautista is now a new star for them.
Medyo mahirap na to get in,
Ang maganda, nag-aral lang mabuti si Ian Pardo. And now, he has his golden opportunity in the MPBL. Pass inside, there's a foul called.
A very good read right there by Andre. Needless to say, height advantage nandun So, you just throw it up there.
Ulitin niya ba?
Malamang. Nandiyan
pareho
pa rin
lang yung posisyon
pareho lang
it's a different type now. Dennis Santos unable to get the ball back. Kinyahan backing down against JM Manalang.
Drop step.
Kinyahan. Yes, sir.
Sa daming nakita niyang dumepensa sa poste. Alam na niya kung ano mangyayari doon.
Alam mo na nga rin kung ano mangyayari doon. 77-66. Almost 3 minutes gone by in the fourth. Perumingan. Manalang, short stab, no good. Rebound, Dennis Santos. Can Dennis Santos actually get going? He's playing his career game in the MPBL, but all of his points were scored in the first half.
Yun, delikado to.
Kinyahan misfires, rebound Bulawan. This is Jeb Bulawan's first game for Bacolod City, by the way, fresh off of his stint with Sarangani. We also missed him here in the MPBL after he had quite the stint with PBA 3x3. Same goes for this guy, Louis Vigil, a 3 for JM. No good for Manalang. 77-66. 6.5 to go in the fourth.
Ball screen. Yeah.
Kahit si Kenyahan naguluhan. Armenion will miss. Alam mo, gusto na kita i-dare eh. I wanna dare you to tell me everything that's gonna happen in a certain play. Kaya mo ba?
No, wag naman. Of course, they have their own scheme, but at the very least, when you look at how they're set up, pretty much.
You know somebody else who I can dare to do that? Coach Louis Gonzalez, who's watching right now, by the way, all the way from Bangkok, Thailand. Coach Louis, if this is your honeymoon, happy honeymoon to you. This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Miss Cherry, shout out to you as well. Ang minamahal ni Coach Louis Gonzalez. And the reason why, mabuting tao po si Coach Louis sa ating lahat.
Meron lang ako gustong sabihin ni Coach Louis.
Ano po yun?
Size 10.
Size 10.
Baka mag-shopping din katulad
mo.
mo.
Medyo mura doon. Malaki-laki ang sale, Coach Louis. Ian Pardo recovers. This is Louis Vigil who fires and misses. Mukhang mahirap-hirap maabot yung pinangarap natin para sa larong ito.
Yung 50 medyo malabo na.
Yung 40 rin eh, medyo malabo.
Oo.
Kinyahan, that's good. 6 points on an injured ankle.
Yeah.
For J.R. Kinyahan, give credit to Sydney for that information. Perumingan drives and feeds. Bulawan is fouled. You know, once upon a time, Bulawan was one of the dunkers that we have in the MPBL. Pero syempre kailangan ng buwelo. Hindi naman ganun kadali dumakdak dito sa ating liga, sa ating bansa in general. If you join the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, that increases your chances to have slam dunks.
Iba rin yung yung athletics nung mga player na yun no?
Yeah. That's why what we had last year with Poy Poy Aktub, that was special. Yeah, I'm not sure if it could be repeated.
The many times you mentioned his name, sa dunk na yun. That was in Imus ba? That was a home game, no? That was a home game.
Against Bulacan.
Yeah.
Career high niya yun.
Pero ito, kita mo itong Valenzuela, talagang, you know, they still continue to execute regardless of yung lead nila.
Pero Bingan lost the ball. Very unfortunate. That's a turnover for Tricky. Good contest by Dennis Santos.
Tsaka mahirap lumiap ng kaliwa against the length of Dennis.
Hirap dyan kasi wala ka ng protection mo. Medyo kulang na. Offhand mo pa yun. 80-68. Paulo Hubalde. Nice read against Bulawan. Great pressure by Jeb. 7 on the shot clock. Montuano, nice fake. Baited everybody. 3 white shirts.
Yeah, I'm sure the coaching staff would at least wanted to see Paulo post up that moment, but he lost that ball, and so that ended up in Montuano's hands.
And well, let's be fair to Paulo, Bulawan is bigger than him.
Yeah.
Here's Mark Montuano. He has a miss from the field. First free throw is good. Let's check his free throw shooting. Perfect as well. 2 out of 2 so far. Tingnan natin kung mababate. 6 out of 6, 2 out of 2, 14 and 5 for Mark Montuano. Pangalawang free throw to remain perfect. There you go.
Binanggit mo na lahat. Wala nang lusot.
81-68. 4.5 minutes remaining in this game. Ball tapped. Ooh, Pardo went crashing here at the side. All laptops are okay.
Yep. Kasi dati tinamaan na yung laptop.
You know, I'm actually quite scared when you cover, Coach Mike, kasi naging computer station tayo dito sa sideline. Montuano
Post up here.
against Louis Vigil. Montuano backs down. Yes! Will that count? Yes!
Eh tama lang na flinex niya. Ganun siya kakumpiyansa sa mismatch underneath. There were actually 3 guys that checked on him pero it didn't matter. Kaya niya. Look at these 3 guys converging on him. There's a 4th one even.
Yeah.
Danny was there.
I missed that from Mark Montuano. It's been quite a while. Yeah, you gotta make your free throws though, Mark.
Oo, dalawang diretso na mintis yun.
Na-extend yung bati.
Oo nga.
83-68, still a comfortable cushion for Val City. Here's Louis Vigil. The drive. Almost a turnover. Pero Mingan recovers. 5 on the shot clock. Jeb Bulawan, free throw jumper. That's good.
Ganda nga elevation ni Jeb, no?
83-70. You know, if Bulawan could actually be consistent with his jumper, that's going to be a big tool for Bacolod City. Almost a counter steal there. How about the activity of Andre Armenion, by the way?
Oh, yeah. Walang let up. Kanina pa yan. Si Andre trying to get in passing lanes.
5 steals for Andre Armenion.
There you go.
And that's half of Val City's total. 10 steals for them, compared to the 7 of Bacolod City. We have a timeout. Mark Montuano versus Batangas City scored 9 points in the 4th quarter. He had 15 in total. So far, he has 16 in this game. Perfect from the field, 2 misses from the stripe. A lot of aggression from him. And with Dennis Santos slowing down, and Montuano continues to be on a roll, if he actually scores,
he could be one.
How many more points? He could be the player of the game.
He could be.
Rejuvenized, resurrected Mark Montuano. A miss by Perumingan. Rebound, Montuano. Three minutes and 10 to go. J.R. Quinyahan. On to Paulo Hubalde. Dennis Santos. Short. Still scoreless in the second half. Again, there's the activity by Andre Armenion, but he's called for a foul. Third foul on Andre. It's actually good to see him playing alongside Paulo Hubalde.
Yeah.
That's a testament to Andre's play, quality of play in this season.
Yeah, tsaka hindi siya he didn't treat it like his position is getting threatened, He's a complementary piece either way.
Hubalde just got a steal. Here he is on the move. The Aquaman sidesteps and he got blocked. Dennis Santos against Danny Marilao. Back up to Paulo. Screen by Montuano. Hubalde on to Santos. 5 on the shot clock. Dennis. Still no bucket for him in the second half.
I talk about slowing down dito sa latter half ng game.
There's a pushing foul called on Mark Montuano. I wonder if this could be a permanent last 5 in the next games for Val City.
Could be.
Sino pa bang nasa bench nila? Well, the absence
Masyon,
of Darren
yeah.
Manliguez could be a factor. As Louis Vigil just made a 3-pointer. He's up to 32 points in this game. Vigil might actually be the all-star of Bacolod eventually this season. As these last 2 minutes are brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX.
Oh, wow.
A block by Bulawan, but it was also a foul. And Alex Cabagnot will be challenging.
Yeah, good timing on that rim protection by Jeb. Pero ganda rin ang pasa ni Andre.
Well, I did ask Arminion at halftime, what's the difference when you're on the court and when Paulo's on the court? And the first couple of words that he said were just to praise Paulo Hobalde with his experience, his leadership, and his overall impact. But he did admit that, of course, the game gets faster when it's him or Manliguez as the point guard for Val City. We'll take a break.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There is no foul. Ball possession stays with Valenzuela Classic.
No foul, challenge successful, but the ball will remain with Val City. It's play on. There you go. Yeah, Montuano even got the ball again.
Ganda
They
ng
will keep
pagkakatime
possession.
Ganda ng pagkakatime ng Lundag.
Here's J.R. Quinyahan. One bump. No basket. Montuano pounding his way through. Nice patience by Mark Montuano.
Wow. Isipin mo, either way, Montuano and Quinyahan, pwedeng interchangeable no, sa poste.
Yeah. Although, let's face it, Quinyahan has been more established as a post player.
Yeah.
So, Montuano could just be that other guy running around
Offensive
in the
rebounds,
interior.
Cutting off ball.
Dunker spot.
Yeah.
Sabi natin.
Yeah.
There was a basket by Bacolod City. The lead is 10. A minute and 13 remaining.
Oh, yeah.
Some exchanges, but not the worst, between Danny Marilao and J.R. Quinyahan.
Sa taas pa lang kanina after nung initial na two-man action, medyo may konti na eh.
Quinyahan just waved off Rudy Distrito, telling him that everything's fine. Nothing to worry about.
Pero nakikipagkwentuhan pa rin.
Oo. Mga nagtatanungan lang ng ano plano mo mamaya? Sabay tayo umuwi. Malayo nga naman ang biyahe natin.
Medyo malayo ang biyahe. Dito pa lang meron na eh. Ayun yung pangalawa. That was the second one. Yeah. Ayun pa, mga 3-4.
Ang haba nun
Kita mo naman si Paolo, pasok agad, you know.
Yeah.
That's what you love about Paolo.
Okay, again, it's not the worst.
Yeah.
It has been managed. Nagpakilala lang si Danny Marilao kay J.R. Quinyahan. Danny, by the way, will be turning 31 tomorrow. Obviously, this is not the outcome that he would have wanted, but we do wish him a happy
foul
birthday.
on number 37, J.R. Quinyahan. It is a double
binati lang
technical
ni
foul to
JR.
number
Happy
37,
birthday.
J.R. Quinyahan.
Para matandaan talaga ni Danny Marilao.
Happy birthday.
Times 4 pa.
But Danny really is a competitor din. Pareho lang sila ni JR.
You see, we have 70 seconds to go. Are they still matched up against each other?
I think
Ayan,
so.
mukhang nagbibiro.
Pero nagingitian na.
Okay na,
Oo.
okay na.
Okay na.
No problem for Danny Marilao and Jer Kinyahan. Pardo inbounds to Peromingan. Screen by Bulawan. Tricky calling out the play. There's the show by Kinyahan. Danny attacks and feeds. Kick out to Pardo at the corner. That's a 3.
Ano na lang to?
Oh my goodness.
8 na lang to.
Napatingin tayo sa scoreboard
Oo
bigla.
nga. 8 na lang yan.
55 seconds. And again, we have seen stranger things.
And yeah, stranger things about this drive and that feed. Ang maganda doon yung tingin kagad sa 3-pointer ni Jeb. That's the important part of it. So you see an open guy in the corner. And Pardo sinks it.
Do they have more for us? The 7 players left for Bacolod City. What do they have left for us in the last 55 seconds? Coach Alex Cabagnot will face Coach Marlon Martin on July 4, Coach Elvis Tolentino on July 11, and Coach Bonnie Garcia on July 18. Pasay, South Cotabato, and Negros as the next 3 games for Bacolod. Pasay will be in action in our second game today against Bataan before we proceed to Nueva Ecija versus Pampanga. Last 50 seconds, Hubalde dove on the floor, and there's a foul. Very unfortunate for Bacolod City.
Yeah, tsaka 3-point attempt yun. So that'll mean 3 free throws. And Paulo Obalde.
Ano yun eh? Aquaman assist yun eh.
Oo nga. Literal sinisid eh.
3 free throws for Dennis Santos. These could be his first points in the second half. And still no good.
Ito, pag nagmintis tong dalawang to, Migs, you're the guy.
No, you're the guy, Coach Mike. He has to eat some more Jollibee at halftime. Ayan, mintis. Sorry, pasok ang ikalawa ni Dennis Santos. Career day for him, 27 points. Wow, 1 out of 3.
That window's still open.
86-78. Peromingan will fire. No good. Here's Paulo Hubalde on the move. Hubalde feeds. Santos will score. 29 points for him.
Yeah, that should be it.
Louis Vigil, no good. 34 seconds remaining. Baseline inbound for Ian Pardo. Bacolod not giving up. Let's see if Louis Vigil can turn into Tracy McGrady. Or maybe somebody else. Another timeout. We are back inside the Nueva Ecija Coliseum, where Bacolod is still praying for a miracle in front of the Pasay Voyagers. Will be in action later on versus the Bataan Risers. Bacolod is down by 10 versus Val City. 34 seconds to go. Bulawan hands it off to Louis Vigil. And Leaner, short. Rebound Montuano. Almost a steal. Val City will get possession. Here's Paulo Hubalde. They can just waste the time away. 5-second differential. Looks like there won't be any foul given up here. Paulo Obalde, by the way, has 12 assists and 8 rebounds to his name. 7 points as well. Three on the shot clock. JR Kinyahan will take the turnover. Just waiting for the final score here. But this will be win number 8 for Valenzuela in our 6th season. Bacolod will go down to 1-15. Val City is back to an even 500 as Louis Vigil just made a 3-pointer. That's gonna count. And he will finish with 35 points.
Wow.
That would be his new MPBL career high.
After coming out with what, 33 first game, yeah? Now he's got 35.
10 rebounds and 6 dimes as well for Louis Vigil, who played 38 minutes in this game. Well, that's because Bacolod had a depleted lineup. They started with 8 and then LA Casanillo injured his ankle, so they finished with 7. On the other end, no Darren Maniguez, no problem for Valenzuela. 88-81 is the final tally. Let's give a big shout out to Mark Mantuano.
Yeah, Mark Mantuano.
18 points, 8 rebounds in 24 minutes of play for him. But our best player of the game, brought to you by Manny Pacquiao's MPBL, is Dennis Santos with 29 points and 7 rebounds to his name.
Yeah, and he really was just out there balling, lalo na in the first half, you know, electing to beak out on fast breaks and hitting knockdown threes from the outside in that half.
His final score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Coach Mike Perez actually already had the best player, or his best player paper ready by the third quarter, and it said Dennis Santos because of his 26-point outburst in the first half. Dennis Santos is now with Sidney Crespo.
Ang nagbabalik na si Dennis Santos, ang ating best player para sa Val City. Dennis, welcome back. Career high, 29.7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block. Sabi mo sa akin kanina na 70-80% recovery na ang iyong back injury at sobrang excited mong makabalik ngayong araw. Ito ba ang motivation mo para sa iyong 29-point performance?
Ayun lang, ginawa ko lang yung best ko, yung tiwala na binibigay sa akin ng mga coaches namin. Kahit na matagal akong nawala, talagang yung tiwala, buong-buo na binigay nila sa akin.
At naging worth it naman yan dahil ang laki ng tinulong mo para sa much needed bounce back win na ito. Sabi ni Coach Aldrin na kailangan nyo magpondo ng panalo ngayong July. Ngayong nakabalik ka na, paano nyo gagawin yan?
Ayun nga, galing kami sa dalawang sunod na pagkatalo. Bumaba yung moral namin. Kaya magandang panalo to para sa amin para tumaas uli yung moral. And then, gagawin ulit namin yung ginawa namin ngayon. Dagdag pa sa depensa na kulang talaga namin.
Dennis, sinong gusto mong batiin at pasalamatan?
Pinapasalamatan namin yung BA Cargo, YPS Clothing Trading, Anytime Fitness, Accredited Wellness and Pain Clinic, Method and Builders Corporation. Special thanks to Valenzuela 2nd District, Congressman Eric Martinez, Dr. Kat Martinez. Binabati ko rin yung family ko sa San Miguel, Bulacan, sa nanay ko, sa mga kapatid ko, Team Magdangal, Boyits, kay Claire Ora, Jordan Ora, at sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa amin sa Valenzuela, sa lahat ng Valenzuelano, at sa lahat ng mga taga San Miguel, Bulacan.
Congratulations and once again, welcome back Dennis Santos, our Buenos best player of the game. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sid. Congratulations to Dennis Santos. No history for him today, but it is still a career day for him in his MPBL career so far. So that's the most points that he has scored in a single game. 29, surpassing his previous 24 that he had with Zamboanga to start their campaign this season. All right, thank you for joining us in our first game. Up next, it's Bataan versus Pasay for Sidney Crespo and Coach Mike Perez. My name is Mix Gomez at magbabalik pa po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.